So let's talk about panic attacks for a second. So I recently uploaded this video of me kind of working through a panic attack while I was in Greece doing loads of stuff to kind of face my fear and overcome my panic disorder and agoraphobia. So let's take a look real quick.
Alright guys, so now I'm having a panic attack. My mind is obsessing over the fact that my legs are too hot and my heart's racing really fast.
Okay, so yeah, I do look kind of calm and I am talking coherently, but that doesn't mean I'm not panicking inside. A lot of the times when people have a panic attack, you wouldn't even be able to tell that something's going on. And I know loads of you can relate. It's that feeling of, okay, I'm starting to feel out of breath. My heart's racing. I'm trying to hold it together. I don't want to look like I'm having a panic attack. And it's just really uncomfortable and it can be really scary. Now, not every panic attack is going to be a full-blown panic attack where you're screaming and shouting and asking for help. But that does happen. And that's happened to me loads of times. In fact, that's probably the more common type of panic attack I have. But by doing some of the things that I'm doing in this video, I've actually been able to help that a little bit. So let's continue. You may have noticed I'm not really, I don't travel alone. I have my... Okay, so you'll notice in the clip before, I was talking about, okay, my legs feel hot. I really should have worn shorts that day. The heat is my main trigger in this moment. And that's the thing that's kind of causing me to feel trapped, to feel like, oh my God, I need to cool down or else I'm going to have a heat stroke. I'm going to have all these catastrophic thoughts. And that's what I'm kind of dealing with in that moment. So what I'm doing here, when I start talking about, hey, I don't travel alone. I'm actually with my girlfriend. I'm building a path of, let's say, conversation to shift my focus from the things like the heat and worrying about how hot I am to just normal conversation, other topics that I can talk about. Because that's something that I found really helps to kind of separate yourself from those initial concerns, because most of the time those things that are causing panic are catastrophizations. They're not necessarily, it doesn't mean that something is actually wrong in that moment. It's what you're worried about.
You may have noticed I'm not really, I don't travel alone. I have my wonderful girlfriend here with me she's not sure she wants to be in the videos, but I just have to appreciate how patient and supporting she is.
Okay, so here I'm literally just trying to focus on like, okay, I'm not the only one here. I might be panicking, but it's still, everything is not about me. And by kind of in that moment putting the people I'm with into perspective, because one thing I learned from having a panic disorder is that it doesn't just affect the person who has the panic disorder, so it affects everyone around you. So when I was living at home, my dad for a while had to sleep in my room and I would wake up with nocturnal panic attacks and I would spoil his sleep. And even though I'm like, oh, well, at least you don't have to deal with the panic attacks, I have to understand that, hey, this person also has to be woken abruptly in the night because I have intense panic attacks and end up calling ambulances and stuff like that. So realizing the effect that it has on other people is a way that I kind of ground myself, bring myself back to reality and take the focus off of what's going on in my body and to, okay, what can I do to make this situation easier, not just for me, but for other people around me as well, because I have to think about them too.
Because it's not really easy to travel or get.
So that moment there where I'm like taking that breath, that again is like the panic starting to creep its way back in. I must have had a kind of a thought again that should, and then I hold my breath and I kind of measure my heart like in my head, and I'm just on this edge, And in that moment, that's a very important moment to just keep talking and keep kind of shifting that focus elsewhere.
And get a lot of enjoyment with when I'm like this. So as much as I'm trying, it's kind of annoying. So I just want to, appreciate the people around you who are supporting you. Just make sure to appreciate that.
So at this point, you see where I got up. I'm starting to feel like, okay, I'm feeling a little bit better. And I take that as a sign to, not dwell on trying to feel better. But as I'm kind of calming down, I'm talking about things to kind of get my mind off of those catastrophic thoughts. As soon as I start feeling like, okay, I can keep going, then I do keep going, because that's how you start focusing on other things that you're doing. Okay, what do we have to do next? I have to walk a little bit. I have to, decide where we're going to go next. And it's all just kind of learning how to do, let's say, normal stuff again without letting those anxious thoughts and feelings and symptoms completely take over your mind.
Appreciate that, but yeah, I'm panicking and my heart's racing.
So yeah, that's a nice little clip. It actually doesn't feel that nice watching it, because if you kind of have panic attacks, you can identify, like in my eyes and stuff, those feelings. That's from a clip of my series An Agoraphobic Abroad, where I'm trying to kind of film, you know, putting myself in really situations that cause me panic, such as traveling, going on a plane and stuff like that. I'll probably do that video as well. But yeah, check it out, and I hope you learned something from this video. Like, subscribe, follow, whatever it is, and yeah, thanks for watching.